Chapter 3 of Fortnite is less than a week away, and I recently looked through the whole history of Chapter 2 for Fortnite Creative. But today I want to talk about everything we know is coming in Chapter 3 and everything we hope is coming in Chapter 3 for Fortnite Creative. And we even get a sneak peek at an unreleased device. Let's go. Okay, let's start by talking about some game mechanics. So it's been leaked that there may be some sliding effect coming to Battle Royale, where your player can go from a running state to a sliding state, which is going to be a huge change for Battle Royale, but also a big change for creative mode. Just imagine the maps now where you can have, walls that are lower like this that you're going to have to duck through but go fast, but not have like the ice effect on. That's going to make all sorts of levels, puzzles, different things like that become a possibility that weren't a possibility before. Because it's going to be a base mechanic for just movement, I'm sure we'll have it right out the gate in Chapter 3. The second thing that's been talked a lot about is weapons attachments. We're hoping we see this come to Battle Royale, where you can have an AR, but then you can like add a scope to it, or a grenade launcher or something to improve the guns. And what if you could do that in creative mode, where you start with the AR and then you slowly add like, I don't know, like an impulse grenade launcher to it, and I mean, it'd just be so cool. So I'm hoping we see those gameplay mechanics change in Chapter 3. All right, now let's talk about points of interest. There are a ton of points of interest we don't have yet from Chapter 2. I would love to see some of these come early next season, not just Chapter 3, but next season. We've got to get the grotto and a bunch of other points of interest we just haven't seen yet. But now let's talk about the points of interest I hope to see in Chapter 3 so that we can get the prefabs and galleries in creative mode. We have yet to see anything Egyptian in Fortnite, and I really hope we get some pyramids or sphinxes or something along those lines in Fortnite. I feel like it's a major historical period that has never been represented, and it needs to happen in Chapter 3. I would also love to see some Indian architecture in there, something similar to like the Taj Mahal. I think that would add a lot to creative mode and would be really cool. I think the ancient cliff dwellings in America could be really cool as well. I would love to see an underwater base similar to like the Gungan City in Star Wars Episode 1. Maybe it's indestructible walls or something so you can't break it and water rush in. I don't know. I would love to see an upgraded cave system with really cool stalactites and stalagmites, places you could hide and build and go through. But what I'd really love to see is like a modern style city in Battle Royale. This is a good example of it. This is the city that Team Beyond made in their Empire map, and you can see the code at the top of the screen if you want to go and like look around this. This city is like a perfect example of what we've needed in Battle Royale for a long time. Like something that feels bigger, feels a little bit more modern. I'd love to just see more cityscapes coming to Battle Royale so that we can have really cool buildings like that. Now, I don't know if you can ever be that tall in Battle Royale just because of like fall damage and stuff, but I feel like there's a big gap missing in just like the building types that we have in Battle Royale. Okay, now let's switch to some of the things we know are going to come to creative mode at some point soon because we actually have leaks on them. This is a newer one that I've never talked about, but we're going to be getting snow dunes in creative mode. My guess is they'll be similar to the sand dune gallery, but a snow version of this. These galleries are actually insanely useful and super easy to use, and I'd actually love to see these in all the different like biome like styles, snow, grass, etc. Like it would be so good. We also recently got a leak about a pop-up device, which is a dialogue box to be shown to players with information text and input options, which would be really great for NPC interactions and stuff like that. We still don't have the melee manager, which we've been waiting for months and months and months. We recently got the scythe, which is so cool, but there's all these other melee weapons out there that we're just waiting to have, and I hope this comes like at the launch of Chapter 3. We've also been waiting on the skydive volume device forever and ever. And once again, this could be really useful for just keeping your players up in the air. We're still waiting on the toy spawner device as well. There's been leaks we're gonna have a collab with Jordan starting tomorrow, and I hope we get the actual device with that collab. We also have the web link device, which should be like a QR code where you can link outside of Fortnite. I still think there's gonna be a lot to like go over with that, and it'll probably only be available to certain creators. There's also the music device, which I think is similar to like the Lamatron, where you can import and stream any music you want. But once again, I feel like that's gonna be limited to just a few creators. We're still waiting on the gravity gun, which sounded so cool, but recently it got removed from the files, which means to me that they're probably done testing it, and hopefully they're gonna release it to us soon. Come on, Chapter 3. And then the most important device we still don't have is the prop manipulation device. Now, there's actually a map out there right now using this device. It's the Australia-New Zealand map, and you can see the code for it right here. And then you matchmake into the Aussie Tradie Empire, and then you get to play this really cool map where you do a bunch of different odd jobs to earn money, and then you can go buy resources. You're eventually gonna get enough wood to where you can come and build your own house. So watch this. I'm gonna upgrade. So I'm gonna click this like boom, and then watch this. It's just building up randomly. That is the prop manipulation device working right there. And now this one spot that had nothing in it now has this whole like building site on it. This is the beginning of something new and absolutely insane. I can't wait to play around with it. Please give it to us now. All right, then what else can we expect in chapter 3 of creative mode? We're all clearly expecting 2.0 to come out within the next few seasons. This will be the most significant thing to happen to creative mode since creative mode came out. And here's a few of the things I expect that we will get in creative 2.0. One of the most significant things I think we're gonna get is a terrain editor. Being able to edit terrain at will is going to be so huge. You can do so many fun things with the terrain editor. As you can see here, I'm playing around with the tools in core. I expect our terrain editor to be as robust and fun and useful as this. It opens up the doors to being able to make maps that are truly spectacular, as opposed to just kind of piecing together these few terrain pieces that they've given us in creative mode. The second thing I think is going to be absolutely huge in 2.0 is the ability to modify anything you want. Once again, here's an example of what I did in core, where I took a gun and completely modified it to have the skins and the images that I wanted on it. So then I had a completely customized gun. Being able to do this in creative mode, where you could take a wall and then import an image, and it could be whatever you wanted, that's going to just like change everything. I can't even like comprehend how much that's going to change things. Third, I think a huge thing is going to be the programming that you can go in and modify so that you can manipulate the game mode to be exactly what you want it to be, where we won't have to wait for Epic to come out with new devices and new things, where we can just kind of change the code to be whatever we want it to be. Now, I know some of you guys are scared by the prospect of programming, but don't worry, I'm gonna have you covered on that. I've got something cooking up in December that's gonna help you not to be afraid of it. The next thing I'm hoping that comes with Creative 2.0 is just the simple tools of like being able to copy large amounts of things, paste them, combine them together, and if you accidentally delete something, you can undo it, and all of those like simple little things that are part of an editor that we don't have in creative mode currently. Those little quality of changes are gonna make a huge difference for creators like me. I'm also hoping in chapter 3 that we have some major improvements on memory. I know I've talked about this extensively before, but only having 100,000 memory with items and devices that take like 10% of that is a huge issue, and is holding creative mode back like extensively. We either need to get servers that can hold more memory, or thermometer islands that work way better, or devices and props that are a fraction of the memory cost that they are right now. And then the last thing for this video, there are a lot of things that I want, guys, in chapter 3 that I'm just not talking about right now. But the most major thing we have to have in chapter 3 is publishing rights for everyone. Everyone needs to be able to come in and create a map and have a code for it. Doesn't mean they have to get like support a creator code money for it, but they need the ability to publish islands. It stinks that you can create something huge and awesome and then no one can play it, not even your like closest friends, without them having to be in a party with you. This is a huge problem for creative mode, and creative mode will never be as big as Roblox or Minecraft or anything until that happens. So let's go chapter 3. I can't wait.